The 2025 NFL Combine is officially a wrap. Now just 3 weeks removed from the Chiefs' Super Bowl loss, Kansas City must lock in on the upcoming season. We got plenty of headlines from Indy to roll through as we look at how Kansas City tries to hold this roster together while building for the future. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Monday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and this is Chiefs News Daily. We are back, folks, after a much-needed break. It is time to dive into the 2025 season as the offseason. It's already here. It's getting rolling. We're going to bring you some of the headlines from the Combine as we look to see how things are going to shake out before the new league year begins. So, time to discuss all things Kansas City Chiefs. As always, I ask that you like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel before we get this episode rolling. So the NFL Combine wrapped up this past weekend in Indy after a total of 329 prospects showcased their skills on the field, and they also met with clubs to potentially secure a spot in the league. Now, players could meet formally or informally with NFL teams during their time in Indianapolis. Kind of quite literally means what it sounds like. Informally meant the conversation with the team was maybe with the team representative, less structured. They could be short, they could be long. The conversation would just go on one-on-one. Now, as for formal interviews, well, those meetings lasted just under 20 minutes and they would occur in the Lucas Oil Stadium suites. Now, clubs are allowed to conduct these meetings with only 45 prospects and they have to follow a much more structured schedule. Now, on top of meetings with NFL teams, the prospects, of course, would do their on-the-field work as well as interviews with the media. I'm sure you watched a lot of the 40-yard dashes, the verticals that you got to see on TV inside Lucas Oil Stadium. Then the players would also go through medical testing behind closed doors, and then they would speak with the media at the convention center next door to the stadium. Those are the interviews you saw us share all over social media. Now, one player got pretty confident at the podium this year, and he had this to say about his 40-yard dash prediction.
You're running tomorrow.
I'm going to break the record tomorrow, for sure. I anticipate running 4.20 or possibly I'm feeling great, I might run 4.1.
All right, ladies and gents, meet Isaiah Bond, Texas wide receiver, former teammate of Xavier Worthy. Well, let's take a look at how that all played out.
There he goes. That's 4.41.
That's why you got to under-promise and over-deliver.
Here he goes. Oh!
Let me start by saying that is still fast. That is still freaky incredible fast. A 4.40 on his second attempt, but it ain't Xavier Worthy fast or anywhere near beating the NFL record held by Worthy at 4.21. Now, the second-year receiver tweeted out, "There's fast, and then there's me." Now, other standout moments from the Combine included another Texas wide receiver, Matthew Golden. He actually clocked a 4.29 40-yard dash, while Kentucky cornerback Maxwell Harrison beat Golden for the title of fastest player in the 40-yard dash in the Combine this year, hitting a 4.28 second 40-yard dash. Now, according to USA Today, a couple of local kids also saw their draft capital go up. Wide receiver Jalen Knoll, a Park Hill grad, posted a good 40-yard dash of 4.39 seconds, but he was elite in the vertical, putting up 41.5 inches and a broad jump of 11 feet 2 inches. So if you're worried about his strength at being 5'10" and 194, don't be. He also hit 23 reps in bench press. Now, before we get to some other reports, let's take a listen to some local KC kids that I got to talk to at the Combine, how highly they speak about high school football here in Kansas City.
It's good. I think people need to stop sleeping on KC, and I just hope we continue to put the seat on our back.
It means a lot being able to come from that area and, like you said, put on for the city.
Just in my time, growing up, going through high school, I mean, the guys in that area, I feel like they just got progressively better and better and better.
I mean, it's also a few other Kansas City kids here, but I mean, it's lovely to, go and put the city on the map.
Take a lot of pride in, I know there's some few guys down here that's from Kansas City, but, like I said, I'm just blessed to represent that area.
It's very cool and to be able to show younger kids and players from that area that it's possible as long as you put the work in and be consistent every day. It's very cool to be able to be a role model for them.
Yeah, it's just an opportunity, like people say, not many people from the Lake North get this opportunity, man. So I'm trying to make the most of it and just show people from my area, like, it's anything possible if you put your mind to it.
those are my guys on that team for life. Coach Sims, if you're watching this, I love you, and I'll see you soon. But
Lee Sumner helped me a lot, Jamar Mosey, my head coach, he helped me a lot because at first, I was terrible at football. And then he brought out the nasty in me and what it takes to be an O-lineman, so I really owe him a lot.
Now, two Mizzou products and offensive lineman, Armand Mimbo, who also attended Lee Summit North, and quarterback Brady Cook, saw a lot of interest grow around their performances. USA Today writes that Mimbo's becoming a first-round prospect thanks to the mix in size and athleticism he put on tape at Missouri. Now, he also backed that up in Indianapolis with a 4.91 40-yard dash and a 34-inch vertical jump, both in the top 4 of all the offensive linemen. He also took a top spot in the broad jump, 9 feet 7 inches. That's the kind of movement at 6'4", 332 pounds, with a 33.5-inch arm bears out well for his outlook. As for Brady, there really weren't a lot of quarterbacks participating in drills in Indianapolis, but Cook made the most of it. The Missouri quarterback was expected to go undrafted in a weak class, but his performance on Saturday likely changed that. Cook was one of the best throwers amongst all the quarterbacks, and he posted elite marks in the 40-yard dash at 4.59 seconds. His vertical jump was 37 inches and a broad jump of 10 feet 8 inches. Now let's also hear from some prospects who attended Kansas, K-State, and Mizzou as they all talked about their college programs, getting them NFL ready.
It was huge. It's why I'm here. Just how genuine they was, taking a chance on a guy that never started the game. And they helped me raise my football IQ to the highest of it is to get me to this point. So it's all thanks to them.
Man, Kansas that was a blessing. Coach Lance Lipo, Coach Lee, they trained me outside of football.
It's been special, my journey at KU, and I've just been super blessed to have that type of coaching staff and the guys around me to help develop me and push me to be my best self.
We've seen some guys, choose, to stay home and go to Missouri. There's a lot of guys from my high school who went to Missouri, and it's just building over time, and I'm glad I made this decision.
They prepared me to be a great man in life, so I feel like I'll be a great man and a wonderful person in the community.
Being a 3-year captain, your leadership grows, and I'm proud of how my leadership evolved. And I feel like I got to a point where everybody in that building, staff, players, coaches, they respected me, they trusted me. And
with discipline, being on time, different places, really just discipline, commitment, toughness, selfless. That's just been carrying out this whole time.
I got a really good relationship with Drake. I'm very grateful for the opportunities he gave me at Mizzou, especially being able to play as a true freshman. So I'm really thankful for him.
Your preparation and your daily habits and routines you have, man, you got to stick to them routines and habits each and every week. Even days you don't want to do those, you got to do it so you can perform well on Saturdays.
This really prepared me with Coach Leipold, Coach Ag, to really our whole support staff there, and everybody across the board really assisted me and prepared me to get to where I am now.
All right, it was a lot of fun catching up with those guys. Other news that came out of the Combine, of course, was the headline that Travis Kelce is returning for his 13th season, and the Chiefs placed a franchise tag on right guard Trey Smith on Thursday. Now, those are very important headlines, but we're going to dive into those later on this week and keep today more on the NFL Combine. Now, the Chiefs have got to get ready to turn their focus to the draft, which is upcoming here closely. So here are some important dates that you need to know as we inch closer and closer to Green Bay. Now, on March 4th, quite literally tomorrow, the deadline for clubs to designate franchise or transition players is upon us. On March 10th through the 12th, well, that's the negotiation period, okay? So that's when NFL teams are permitted to contact and enter into contract negotiations with certified agents of players who will become unrestricted free agents upon the expiration of their 2024 player contracts on March 12th. That is the new league year that's officially beginning, and when free agency signing period begins as well. Now, March 30th through April 2nd, that's going to be the annual league meeting, which takes place, of course, in Palm Beach, Florida. April 7th through the 21st is the offseason workouts beginning for NFL teams. And then, of course, April 24th through the 26th, that's when the NFL draft is going to take place in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So in between now and April 24th, Kansas City has a lot of work to get done, especially over the next 9 days, because the Chiefs have to be salary cap compliant after tagging right guard Trey Smith, which takes up a whopping $23.4 million in cap space by March 12th. Also, let us not forget, Travis Kelce is now returning, how that is going to affect it, as well as those 2022 first-round draft picks who have fifth-year options that the Chiefs are most likely going to be picking up. So, General Manager Brett Veach has got to show off that money magician side as Kansas City looks to make things work on a budget. The NFL set the salary cap at $279.2 million per team for the 2025 season, which means the Chiefs have about $3.186 million in room currently, but that's before the new league year starts. So according to Spot Rack, the Chiefs are going to be just about $16.9 million over the cap, which includes Smith's franchise tag. So let's take a look again at the list of players who are becoming free agents on March 12th. It is a very lengthy list filled with a lot of starters, a lot of key contributors, of course, during Kansas City's past 3 Super Bowl appearances. So some tough decisions are looming ahead. Now, here's a clip from Indy that I took early in the week. This is Brett Veach speaking with CBS Sports about the challenges of retaining players like Trey Smith, as well as also mentioning linebacker Nick Bolton.
2 free agents that seem like priority on one side of the ball, Trey Smith, a guard, and Nick Bolton, a linebacker. Their franchise tag numbers are kind of high and skewed because of the way they kind of gauge that. Does that make it really tough on you to maybe do something with them?
Yeah, they're both unique because, I mean, the 34 backers, I guess, get tagged in with Nick and the tackles with Trey. But, again, another element to the uniqueness of the challenge. But both are outstanding players and, more importantly, I mean, just outstanding leaders in the locker room. And blessed that we've had them for the 4 years. And needless to say, I mean, we're going to have conversations, and I think it will be a priority to get both back. There'll be challenges because of where we are with our roster, and but I do feel like there is a scenario that both guys can be back, and I think it'll be at the top of our list, as you mentioned, Pete. I mean, those are the top guys on offense and defense, and we'll have extensive dialogue, and hopefully we can figure something out.
Is that a realistic scenario? Truth be told.
I think it's in play. I mean, I don't know if anything is. I mean, every time you have an offseason plan, I don't know if anybody's offseason plan is ultimately unless you have one guy that you want. I think everybody has a combination of different things they want to accomplish. So I think you just go in there and it's contingency plan after contingency plan. So you're going to have, okay, we want to get these guys done, and then it works like a flow chart. Yep. We're going to have other scenarios, but we're going to go in and hopefully we can figure something out with Trey and with Nick, and we'll have backup plans. And we also feel there'll be pockets of players in the draft that can address those needs. And so between our backup plans on both sides of the football and the draft, we'll have enough good players out there. It's just our job to find them and add them to our roster.
Like I said earlier, in the next coming days, we're really going to dive deeper into Trey Smith's situation, Kelsey returning, the salary cap issues, and all the things the team's got to be working through. So make sure you tune in as we're going to break it down. You don't want to miss anything. But in the meantime, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments below who on that list is absolutely a must-keep. Alrighty, folks, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, we ask that you show us some love. Like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday.